Despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority. Despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Justin Trudeau, a name that has dominated Canada's political landscape for nearly a decade, has made headlines worldwide with his sudden resignation as Prime Minister. The move has left not only Canadians, but the global community in shock. Why would a leader with such a prominent international reputation and a legacy of progressive reforms step down so abruptly? Today, we dive deep into the reasons behind this unexpected announcement, the controversies that led up to it, and what it means for Canada, the United States, and the world at large. When Justin Trudeau first assumed office in 2015, he brought a wave of optimism and hope. As the son of former Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, he carried the weight of a powerful legacy. Trudeau's charismatic personality and modern approach to governance resonated with Canadians, particularly the younger generation. He championed issues like gender equality, climate action, and inclusivity, quickly becoming a global symbol of progressive leadership. However, his tenure as Prime Minister wasn't without its share of challenges. Over the years, Trudeau faced mounting criticism on several fronts. One of the most pressing issues was the economic instability that plagued Canada. Rising inflation rates, skyrocketing housing prices, and growing income inequality led many Canadians to question his ability to manage the country's economy. The affordability crisis, especially in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, became a central point of frustration for middle-class families struggling to make ends meet. Trudeau's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic also became a contentious topic. While his government initially received praise for its swift response, including financial aid programs and vaccine distribution, public sentiment began to shift as the pandemic dragged on. Vaccine mandates and lockdown measures sparked widespread protests, with some accusing his administration of overreach and a lack of transparency. The Freedom Convoy protests in early 2022 were a particularly notable flashpoint, highlighting deep divisions within Canadian society. Adding to his woes were several political scandals that tarnished his image. The SNC-Lavalin affair, where Trudeau was accused of pressuring the Attorney General to intervene in a corruption case involving a major engineering firm, raised questions about his ethical judgment. The WE Charity controversy further eroded public trust, with allegations of favoritism and misuse of public funds. While Trudeau managed to weather these storms and remain in power, the damage to his reputation was undeniable. The final years of his leadership were marked by increasing dissatisfaction, not just from the public, but also from within his own party. Reports suggest that dissent had been brewing among members of the Liberal Party for some time. Some insiders claim that Trudeau's leadership style had become a liability, with calls for fresh leadership growing louder. His inability to effectively address pressing issues like healthcare reform and Indigenous rights further fueled these demands. While Trudeau's official resignation statement cited personal reasons and a desire to spend more time with his family, many political analysts believe there's more to the story. Was this a strategic retreat to avoid a more humiliating exit later? Or was he pushed out by his own allies? Some speculate that the timing of his resignation might be linked to an upcoming election, allowing the Liberal Party to regroup under new leadership and improve their chances at the polls. This development has implications far beyond Canada's borders. Justin Trudeau has been a key figure in shaping Canada's relationship with the United States. Under his leadership, Canada played a pivotal role in renegotiating the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, now known as the USMCA. His approach to trade policies, particularly on tariffs and agricultural products, had a direct impact on American businesses and workers. Moreover, Trudeau's environmental policies have been closely aligned with those of the United States, particularly during the Biden administration. His government's commitment to achieving net zero emissions by 2050 and his advocacy for renewable energy have influenced global climate strategies. With his departure, questions arise about whether Canada will maintain this trajectory or adopt a different stance under new leadership. Trudeau's resignation also raises concerns about border security and immigration policies. As neighbors, Canada and the United States share a unique relationship, with policies in one country often influencing the other. Trudeau's liberal immigration policies and his handling of refugee crises set a standard that resonated across the border. Will his successor continue these policies, or will there be a shift towards a more conservative approach? Beyond the political implications, there's widespread curiosity about what's next for Justin Trudeau. At just 53 years old, he still has time to reinvent himself. Some believe he might step away from politics entirely, focusing on his personal life or pursuing a career in international diplomacy. Others think he could make a comeback in a different capacity, perhaps even at the global stage through organizations like the United Nations or the World Economic Forum. One thing is certain: Trudeau's resignation marks the end of an era in Canadian politics. His tenure, while filled with achievements, also serves as a cautionary tale about the challenges of modern leadership. Balancing progressive ideals with practical governance, managing public perception in the age of social media, and navigating crises on a global scale are no small feats. As Canada prepares for a new chapter, the world watches closely. The impact of this leadership change will be felt not just in Canada, but also in the United States and beyond. For Americans, this is a story worth following, as it could bring significant changes to trade, environmental policies, and cross-border relations. What do you think led to Justin Trudeau's resignation? Was it the mounting criticism, internal party politics, or something more personal? Could this be part of a larger strategy to revitalize his political career in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more trending stories that matter to you. Stay tuned for updates on this developing story, and thank you for being part of the Ripple Effect Stories community, where we bring you the latest and most impactful news from around the world.